So if you are in the process of teaching the letter sounds, and now you want to help your child translate that over to paper, in this video I'm going to share two resources that I'll be comparing because I've purchased both, and I'm going to give you my honest opinion on which one you should go with as far as an alphabet tracing board. So I am referring to the magnetic tracing board and the wooden tracing board. So first, we're going to go with the magnetic tracing board. Initially, I purchased this magnetic tracing board for my daughter Eliana. I was in this Facebook group where you get the deals and the alerts and stuff like that. So I didn't have any intentions on purchasing it for the purpose of tracing, but it was on sale. So I was like, eventually she'll grow into it. Eventually she'll need to use it. And so I got it. Okay, so this is what it looked like. And honestly, in my opinion, your child may not be ready for this until like 4 or 5. Maybe even 6, because it requires a lot of hand strength. Outside of them playing with it like this, when you rub your finger over it or pop it down, it pops, and that may be fun to them. But in terms of actually writing and remembering how to write, it requires like hand strength. And we know the preschoolers, the toddlers, we're working on fine motor skills to increase their hands and their muscle strength. So say for instance for this A. Oh, you can't see, but basically it's a pull even on me as an adult. So for a toddler, I think it'll just be fun to go one by one, popping up the letters, as opposed to them actually getting that memory that they need in terms of how to write letters. So it's a good guide. There are numbers to tell you like in which order to do it, but in terms of functionality, I feel like a toddler, this wouldn't be a good idea for them outside of them playing with it as a toy and being excited to press down or to watch the things pop up. That's just my honest opinion. So wooden tracing boards are my personal favorite. So before I knew about the magnetic tracing board and its significance in terms of fine motor skills and just teaching your child how to write their letters and numbers, I was looking into the Montessori approach, and so I got into getting wooden things, wooden toys, stuff like that. So yeah, we're going to compare the wooden tracing board. These are actually offered on my website, but it comes with a stylus too. But I'm just going to show you like how it's made, so you can see a difference between this and the magnetic tracing board. So with this, of course, it comes with a stylus, so they can trace over it with a stylus. But for toddlers and preschoolers who does not have a good pencil grip, it probably wouldn't be a good idea to use a stylus right now, so they can go over it with their fingers. And as you can already see, that's a better way to do it as opposed to just one by one on the magnetic tracing board. But for this one as well, we use it as a sensory type element where they can put rice over it, whether they can do like Play-Doh, form the Play-Doh, the shape of the letters or the numbers. So I do have the lowercase one, I have the numbers 1 through 20, and I have the uppercase letters. So I have all three, and depending on what we're needing to do at that time, I'll either do sensory or use it as a guide for your child to know how to write the letters or the numbers. And I guess the beauty of it is not only can they look at it as a guide, but they can also run their finger over it. Say for instance your child is writing their letters backwards. That's happening a lot with both Eliana and Keziah. They can look at this and run their finger over it and then actually write it on the board or wherever they need to write it. Also with the Play-Doh, you know, the pulling and the tugging and stuff like that is helping with fine motor skills, as well as if you do like dried beans or peas, you can put those in here, and that's another fine motor skill thing as well. So it goes hand in hand with like trying to prepare your child for writing, but it makes it a little more fun, because I don't think a child that's a toddler will want to do all 26 of these in one sitting. But if you get them Play-Doh or something that they can put in here, it'll make it fun and it may extend the life of the activity. So yeah, in terms of versatility, I think this one is a better choice because you can use it for its intended purpose as a guide when they need to look at something, for them to trace over with their fingers, the stylus for sensory activities, a whole lot of things, and it also grow with them. So initially it would be something to just play with and look over, and then eventually it'll get into them writing or perfecting how they write and stuff like that. So both of them are good, I guess. if you're trying to teach your child like individual letters, I don't think this would be a good choice because it'll be overwhelming to them. If you're asking them to point out the M out of 26 letters instead of giving them 4 letters to choose from, or even 2 in the beginning. But in terms of them playing and, you know, just seeing something pop up which is exciting to them, this is a good route to go. And as they get older, in terms of perfecting their handwriting, I think this is the better route to go. But if I wanted to recommend one before the other, I would definitely say the wooden boards, because again, Play-Doh, rice, peas, beans, depending on the size, you can do the mini pom-poms, and there are so many like fine motor skills you can do with this, fine motor activities I meant. So yeah, that's just my opinion. Let me know if you have one or both and which one your child prefers.